Hello guys, now we need to start with the lab, and directly the lab simply is I have through the meeting this information relating to the institute, and I want to convert it to a design of a database. And of course we need to apply the normalization. So by an end I need to have a clear database, each database what kind of entities to be inside it, and each entity what kind of attribute it contains, and then after that we are ready to deploy the database in our system directly. So here as you see the company need to keep details of staff and students, the courses that are offered and the performance of students on these courses. So here we have staff students, we have courses, we have performance of students on these courses. This is something also to keep it in mind. Students are registered with the company before commencing their studies and are issued with a student identification number. So it is not necessary for a student to enroll to the course. First, the student can register and then in a while maybe decide to enroll. Students are not required to enroll on any course when they register. Students' full name and date of their registration are recorded. Staff are also issued with a staff number and their full name are recorded. Each staff member may tutor one or more students on courses. A student has a tutor for each course on which they are enrolled. Students are allocated a tutor for the course on which they are enrolled at any time after enrollment. So with the basic simple design, it is similar to the ARD diagram so far. We have students, we have tutor, we have courses, and we have the enrollment event between all of them. Currently, we have nothing about the places or the venue. Now, what's new in this part is each course that is available for study is given a course code, a title, and a value of a credit, either 0 or 1. Students are not permitted to enroll on more than 3 credit worth of courses in any 1 year. So how can I now make a design to make this part easier later, even for the developer? For this condition, there is a need to record current enrollment only. Courses may have a quota, the maximum number of students that can be enrolled on the course in any 1 year. A course may not yet have any students enrollment on it. Each course may have up to 5 assignments. This is now also something new that the students are required to complete. These are graded by the total assigned to the individual student. The grade for each of these assignments must be recorded as a mark out of 100. And as a business analyst, your task is to model these data requirements and develop a conceptual model. The lab can be completed as a paper exercise. Okay, let's do it then. Now what we can do, we can immediately put all the information we need in one big lab design, and then we start to make normalization, or we can immediately go to the first normalization form, and with that one we are going to create more than one table. So with more one table, I can keep in my mind I need a table now for student. This is one of the table which I need. I need another table for the tutor, and I need a table for courses. These are the main 3 tables, and according to the development we might need to assign more tables, and we might even need to create a more advanced tables with the second normalization form. So the first normalization form, I have student, tutor, course. Student, definitely I need to create student ID, and this is going to be primary key. We need also here to create a tutor ID, and again it's going to be primary key. And finally we need to create course ID, and this one also is a primary key because it is a primary. Any primary, color it with the yellow to know that this one is primary key. Now with the first block of information here, I don't have anything additional that I might get useful of it, so you can even delete it. There is nothing else in here, we can look to it. And the second block, students are not required to enroll on any course when they register. So that's why from this node, it's better not to include any course information in the student database, because the student might register but not enroll to any course for a while. I will assume maybe even we have online training. So the student will register to the company to get information through email, etc. But then the student is free later to pay and register for a course or not. So that's why we have the course ID in here. My suggestion is I'll provide here just sample data. So we have an idea later when we try to design a database. If we have some redundant, we might to split it. It's going to be easier if we deploy some sample data to know exactly if we are on the right path or we have an error which we need to fix. So I'll pause the video now, provide just some sample data, and then we will continue. Let us check the data now we have. So for student database, this is what I call it. Here we have student, we have date of registration, mobile and email, maybe address, you can add some more information. For the tutor or instructor also, we have just the tutor ID and tutor name. And again, any primary key, you cannot repeat it. And finally, for the courses, we have the ID, we have the course, we have a credit, because here it tells me value of credit for the course. It might be half, it might be 1. In addition to the course code, I will consider it as the course ID, unless if you want to give a course ID and maybe the course code might be different. Like in Microsoft, it might be 70-7040 as an example. Then in that case, you need to add another column. But here I will assume it is the same. And we have quota, because here it tells you that course may have a quota, the maximum number of students that can be enrolled on the course in any 1 year. So this is Y quota, which means yearly quota. And the quota for this course, I will assume 40, this one is 50, and this one is 60. Let us check what else do we need to add. Now we have another condition. Students are not permitted to enroll on more than 3 credits worth of courses in 1 year. It is not like 3 courses, 3 credits worth of courses in any 1 year. And if any student enrolled to all these 3 courses, now he will get like 2.5 credit. And if there is a 4th course, let me assume here we have a 4th course for Java, and the credit now we assume it also it is half. Here assume 40 students are allowed. So in this case, any student can enroll to all these 4 courses because the total credit now is 3, and is going to meet this condition. Here I can mention current credit, let us call it C credit, and this C credit maybe for this student, which is Jack, we have 2. Here we have 1, here we have the whole of 3, and here we have 1.5. So that current credit, I know for each student now how much left for such student. This is also need to be calculated according to his enrollment. And for the courses, I can add another 2 columns. It is according to the fact of the quota. I can mention in this column current enroll, and with this one I will call it total enroll. So here current enroll for this course, I'll assume we have 20. We're still below than 40. With the other course we have 50, and the quota is 50, so we cannot accept any more students. This course maybe we have 10, and this course we still have only 0 enrollment. And total enrollment, it is for the all years. So maybe in total here I have 200 students, 250, 300, and so on. And these additional columns will help us with the report. Now there is something important. Is it really important to add these 2 columns to the database? And the answer is no. Why? Because we are going to create another different type of tables. With those tables, we are going to mix now the relationship between different tables. And from these tables, we can find exactly in this year how many students they enroll, next year or in all years how many students we have in this course, and so far. And by this, we don't need to save like an additional information, because here when you will add these columns, you are going to save more information on your database, and this is maybe not required. But with such design, how much is going to take? What kind of space is going to have to be saved? It's not going to be that much. Maybe it is even less than 1 megabyte to be saved. So in that case, there is no problem to add such column. Even here, the institute used to teach 100 courses. If you add just now 100 cell by 100, 200 cells, if each one take just a few kilobytes, then in total, you are not going to have even more than 10 megabyte to save the additional information. But a report is going to be faster to get back the information you wanted. Otherwise, you will need to access to the transaction tables, and transaction tables you need to calculate to see what is the total number of enrollment in all years. So this is something you need to count it wisely and then decide to add or not. So we have done with the basic design of the main tables. In the next video, we need to talk about the transaction tables to establish relationship between different tables, and we will see what is the benefit of these transaction tables. To be continued in the next video. Thanks for watching.